Vegas lights shine bright, bad boys sitting pretty. Michael, Steve, Rob running things in Sin City. Podcast blazing truth, rhyming hard and witty. Three kings on the mic, Vegas life gets gritty. Matt Michaels dropping bombs, quick wit, no filter. Sin City's own, blending gold with the silver. Steve taking notes, every word's a thriller. Rob's on the tracks, beats cold like a chiller. Bad boys a podcast, raw truth they broadcast. Speaking facts so fast, haters coming dead last. Las Vegas legends, three amigos top class. Mic in hand, setting fire, never outclassed.
Welcome everybody to the Vegas Bad Boys podcast. This is Wrestling Talk. I am Sin City Steve, being joined as always by, you know him, you love him, Rob Bossolari Trump himself. Rob, how the hell are you, bro?
I don't know, man. I don't know. I'm on the fence right now. There's a lot of questionable shit going on in the world of wrestling and everything adjacent to it right now. There's a few people with some egg on their face right now.
Oh, yeah, man. There's a lot of stuff going on, positive and negative. And the great part about it, we're going to talk about most of it tonight. So, yeah, if you guys are hanging out with us tonight, thank you for doing that. We are currently live on YouTube, on Twitch, on Instagram, on Facebook. You name the social platform, we're there. So without any further ado, man, let's just dive in. Let's start talking about things. And most notably, there was a pay-per-view this past Sunday. I'm talking about AEW Redemption. And Rob, what were your thoughts about Redemption? And obviously, we're going to break it all down, talk about the highlights, definitely the lowlights as well. But it was a long fucking show, dude. 5 hours of a main show.
Let's do one thing. First of all, AEW did something slightly better. They did not start a pay-per-view in the middle of a match. They still didn't do it justice. The pre-show led into Redemption with all of the participants of the first ladder match, which was Speedball Mike Bailey, Nick Wayne, El Clone, Commander, Jungle Jack Perry, and Beats Mortos for the International Championship contract. Not even for the belt itself, just for the contract.
The number one contender.
The number one contendership. So, all right, usually there's a belt on the top. This was a contract, a little underwhelming, visually, but Mike Bailey performs amazingly in all situations. You had the speed ball, Bailey moonsault on the ladder. Uh, Jack Perry going from the lower rung and landing on his feet with the moonsault. Commander, the tightrope walk into Nick Wayne, putting him through the table. Phoenix Splash from Nick Wayne, putting Clone through the table. That was a good one. Perry putting Nick Wayne through a Canadian Destroyer, and then Speedball hitting his finisher double knees into the Beast Mortos, bouncing off of him, jumping back into the ring to get up the ladder. This was we'll say A out of a possible A+ match. Actually, let's give it the whole goddamn thing, because even the worst person there was still good.
Yeah.
I mean,
I definitely agree, man. It was one hell of a way to get the show started, and definitely the right call, in my view, on that too. The crowd was hot for this match. Obviously, Speedball, the hometown guy from Montreal, it was the right decision to give him the win in this match. You hit on a lot of the highlights from the match. I do have to say, man, I mark out every time Commander does his rope run, every single time. So that was awesome. You mentioned the Nick Wayne Phoenix Splash, which was a thing of beauty. You also it has to be said, the Speedball, the shooting star knee drop that he did to Mortos. Basically, Mortos was he had the ladder sandwich between the second and the top turnbuckle, and there was no room for error with that knee drop at all. And Speedball just went right up, went right back down, and perfect execution. Everybody hit what they needed to hit. There wasn't a lot of botchiness, which, to be honest, can be hit or miss for these ladder matches. But it was definitely a great way to get the crowd pumped and set the tone for what we thought was going to be the rest of the night. But
I would have liked to have seen the ring entrances of some of these people beforehand, but it's not like we didn't know who they were. That's why I was almost going to give it an A, because just the way they rolled it out was still somewhat abrupt. But the technicality of all of those performers was next level, and nobody really botched anywhere.
No,
which was, that spot was rife for it, and we got flawless execution. So
absolutely.
Then we get a tag match.
Yes.
Only exists to advance a storyline, some crap that could have been done on a Wednesday night.
What's up, Scoop? Thank you for hanging out with us tonight, as always.
I don't want to get lost in the sauce on this one. The Jacksons versus Mox and Will Ospreay. This is another example of Will Ospreay coming off like a freaking syrupy babyface and not executing, and not just freaking breaking the neck of Nick Jackson like Mox wanted him to, and then Nick Jackson just bouncing back like it was nothing, no selling, and going up the ramp, making Will Ospreay look like a fool, which will come into play later on, and even tonight, because we're on a Wednesday. This is a recurring theme for Will Ospreay not hitting the Tiger Driver 91, if I am not mistaken.
Yep.
Which
yep.
is
he's always been a bit gun shy about taking his shot, and that definitely continued in this match. Obviously, Nick Jackson, they played up him being hurt, and they did not. Will Ospreay did not capitalize on this. Did not show that killer instinct. He didn't take a shot. And so Moxley tagged himself in, and that ended up being the undoing of the Death Riders duo. Which, did you find it interesting, by the way, Rob, that the one time that Ospreay does not enter to Elevated is the time that not only he loses, but he came out wearing the Death Riders logo on the back of his jacket for the first time ever, and all that stuff kind of played in to the end of the night. So it was pretty interesting stuff for sure. The Young Bucks end up neutralizing Ospreay. Then they drop Jon Moxley, and then they hit him with 12 super kicks, 12 en route to the victory. And it was interesting stuff, man. This was a great match as well. This was part of the top 3 matches on the show, and in terms of the first 3 matches on the show that really executed. And after the end of this match, I was like, okay, so the opener was a banger. The second match, which a lot of people, for a long time, that was thought of as a dead spot, is the number 2 spot. So they did some great execution. They did some great things in this spot. But one thing too, this match had the exact same time length as the opener, as the ladder match, 19 minutes and 40 seconds.
And it didn't need to be that long for what they were trying to accomplish. Yeah. All they needed to do was show that this guy is not rocking the same mentality as the Death Riders around him.
Right.
They're teaching him. The whole point was he needs to have a ground game. He needs to have a mat game. Now, he does not have a lot of moves yet. He does not have a lot of combinations to go to on the ground, does Ospreay, in my opinion. Not yet. Okay, I'm spoiled watching his old matches with Ricochet 10 years earlier. We don't have that Moxley. We don't have that Omega. These people are slower. These people are going to be more calculating. We're not going to get high flying from them. They can't call him the aerial assassin anymore.
Well, I mean, he still can do some flying. He still can do some aerial maneuvers, but yeah, he is definitely kind of ratcheting it back, and understandably so. It's that's why the Death Riders pairing, quite frankly, made a lot of sense, because Ospreay's needing to change up and add more to his game in terms of non-aerial moves. So
well, he needs to do that, obviously, to evolve himself as a wrestler, character, and to save his neck. And the neck is now a central part of the storyline. I told you guys when he came out and he did the freaking, I think it was like a 540, or a twist, and they start grabbing his neck. You guys were like, nah, he's just playing it up. I don't.
Yeah,
think
the Sky
so,
Twister press. Yeah,
he did the Sky Twister press, and you remember like, nah, he's fine. No, he's not doing He's not doing that anymore. He's not. He probably did that, went into the back into med and went, oh my God, I'm in pain now.
Oh yeah.
Shit, we've got to come up with something. Hence this storyline, which they addressed tonight on Wednesday's Dynamite.
Nice.
They did address that. He's not bye-bye.
Yep.
So he's out. But he says to Kenny Omega tonight, hey, I appreciated what they did for me, but I don't have that mentality. And Kenny Omega's slapping the shit out of him tonight. To which he responds, if you ever put your hands on me again, I'll kick the shit out of you. Here's my thing. To me, this is almost like another version of Roman Reigns versus Seth Rollins. It's their version of two guys with a legacy over 10 years, and we're making a match out of this.
Yeah, I totally get that. And yeah, Scoot brings up a great point here, that he added the hidden blade initially because of his shoulder, hitting the Stormbreaker. So it's he has made adjustments to his moveset in the past. So he is continuing to evolve. You love to see it for sure. So excellent point, Scoop. From there, we got, quite frankly, my match of the night. We had Kyle Fletcher defeating Bandito in about 26 minutes. Now, obviously, there was a running theme throughout this entire show. This match and the main event, dare I say, were the only two exemptions to this. Every match could have done with a little bit less time. You mentioned at the top of this coverage that Tony Khan did a good thing by starting the show an hour earlier, but that still did not equate to ending an hour earlier, as they started at 7 p.m. Eastern, and that show ended a little bit before midnight Eastern. So they still ran a 5-hour pay-per-view despite starting it an hour earlier.
I don't mind if the matches are good. I did not dislike the matches, and I did not necessarily dislike the pacing. There were, like, again, the tag matches with the Death Riders and the Jacksons, that could have been done on Dynamite or Collision.
Yeah.
That did not need to be, that had no purpose being on a pay-per-view.
Well, actually, it did because it played into the story for the end of the show.
Yeah, it didn't tighten up the match. Just do.
Yeah, I agree. I agree.
Getting to meet and potatoes. This
Yep, definitely did not. But like I had mentioned, that Fletcher versus Bandito match. Yes, it went 26 minutes, but it was one of the best matches that I've seen, not just this month, but so far this year. Kyle Fletcher, we've talked about him ad nauseum on this show. Bandito had a fantastic 2024, followed it up with a great 2025, and 2026 has been great for him as well. So you knew that this match was going to be lights out. It was going to be an absolute banger, and that's what it was. It's a pity that they did somewhat botch the finish to the match, but thankfully they did not just go right back up to the top turnbuckle and do it again. To me, that kind of told the story that these guys beat the hell out of each other for 26 minutes, and even though he didn't hit the full shot of the top turnbuckle brainbuster, it still was enough to put Bandito away. Excellent stuff on this show, man, or on this match. Excuse me.
I like that Kyle Fletcher took it for granted. He was hot dogging it through a lot. And then Bandito gives him that superplex, which just fucking for his diminutive size to be able to pick this guy up and just slam his ass down. The tornado and the elbow strike was amazing. The frog splash and the Eddie Guerrero spot, always nice to see that. The sheer drop brainbuster on the ring, on the apron from Fletcher to Bandito, and again those power bombs, the Bandito power bomb, but to do that driver at the end. Yes, was it the cleanest match? It doesn't matter to me. And the guy retains.
Yes.
And he's retaining without interference.
That's the thing. That's the thing. So, obviously, yes, I completely agree. And I was about ready to mention this. Scoop makes a great point here too. Bandito might be one of the pound for pound strongest luchadors on the planet. I completely agree. This guy is absolutely gifted. He has unbelievable strength, more strength than what he should have, quite frankly. And he can do high flying. This guy can do it all, man. So I hope for nothing but the best for Bandito going forward. I've talked, long about Fletcher and what he can do. So yeah, this was definitely my match of the night, brother.
Yeah, with that, I like the idea that you have an elite group of heels that do it on their own instead of dog pounding, and we're all gonna. Now they do have that in AEW. The dogs are an example of that.
Oh, we're gonna talk about them here in about 15 seconds. Don't you worry.
So it makes the Don Callis family look every bit as threatening, and it also makes it like an evil heel version of all elite of the elite. It looks like they don't need help from one another. They could do it. They've done it, but they don't need to.
Yeah.
Fletcher should have the belt. If not end of 2026 into 2027.
Where do we go for All In with Fletcher? Do we do a three-way between he, Okada, and Takeshita?
We could do that. Is it me and maybe there was like a part of Collision that I missed? I was weaving in and out of some of those shows. Takeshita's been quiet for a few weeks.
He's been quiet since he got dropped on his head via the turnbuckle brainbuster.
Yeah.
So, and keep in mind, I mean, he is doing G1 stuff. So keep that in mind. So he's splitting time between being here in the States and being in Japan, working the G1 Climax 36 tournament.
Without getting lost in the sauce on him, without having a Don Callis mouthpiece to speak for him, it makes him fall flat. If he comes back, they got to find a way to bring him back aggressively, and they have to find a vehicle for him, either somebody to talk for him or something he can say, some catchphrase or something that he could say to grab people's attention.
I thought that they were doing some really good things by having him with the conglomeration, to be honest, because there you do have people that can talk for him. And let's be real, they have large factions. The Don Callis family has 17 members. So if you're going to have a heel stable with 17 members, realistically, you should have a babyface stable with at least 6,
10.
7, 8.
Yeah.
So, you know,
it
he could.
reminds me of the Stone Pitbull Ishii, who does not say much over there, and they don't talk for him. I'm worried about that because Takeshita was only big because Don Callis said he was the alpha.
So Takeshita is an AEW contracted talent. Tomohiro Ishii is not.
Fair enough.
So realistically, he is, if you want to think about it this way, conglomeration adjacent. You know, he's in the group when he's there, but he's not there every week. So that's definitely something to consider. I definitely acknowledge that, you know, that's a valid concern, but I think it will be different once the G1 wraps up and Takeshita comes back over to the States full time.
Yeah, I just worry about him long term because he and again, Mike skills, meh. So we'll see where that goes. Let's move on from there.
Absolutely. And you know, let's talk about this shit fest that was the next match, bro. The Dogs, David Finlay and Clark Connors defeating the Bang Bang Gang, Jay White and Juice Robinson via pinfall. And this came in a double chain match where we saw Jay White get dropped on his fucking head by David Finlay in a Dominator and damn near break his fucking neck.
Yeah, he might be out.
Again, the guy was gone for 15 months.
We don't know.
You just get him back.
They stretchered him out.
And you drop him on his head. Obviously, it wasn't deliberate. David Finlay was caught up in the chains and didn't have his footing and was not able to sit Jay White down properly. Dropped him right on his damn head, man. Like that was painful to watch.
Shattered neck, compressed neck, compressed disc, concussion. There's the laundry list of things, you know, Big E. I'm thinking of Big E and stuff like that. And also again, this is get on a slight 1 minute tangent. This is why you need to build up the other guys of the Bang Bang Gang. So if he goes out, fine. Put the baton in Juice Robinson's hand as I want him on the mic. I want him to be the lieutenant, the sergeant of arms, whatever you want to call it. Give them uniforms, make it like aces and eights. Do something to give me that Bullet Club feeling because, again, Juice Robinson's still wearing Bullet Club colors. And he's still wearing their logos and icons. I mean, if I wanted to buy their merch and there's still freaking AK-47 bullets on there, I've said it. And fucking Ace Austin, what are we doing with him? He's too fucking talented to be, you know, being a background guy.
That guy's been relegated largely to Ring of Honor. It's sad that I saw more of him on indie shows that I watched this past week than I did on AEW proper shows this week. That's a problem.
You know, look, he has mic skills.
Yeah.
He's got mic skills.
Yep.
We know what he did in TNA. In TNA, the ABC, you know, what more did you want with you know, fucking Chris Bay? Yeah. And they were Bullet Club. They were honorary Bullet Club. That's why he was able to just shoot right in there. It wasn't a stretch. He's more talented than the rest of those guys. That's the problem. Yep. He's more talented than all of those people. In fact, a better pairing for him, although it's not his group, would be in the Rascals as their mouthpiece. Imagine him in the Rascals because Myron can't talk. The other two are just like, yo, we're high. The Rascals don't talk. They don't do treehouse sketches. They don't do any of that shit. Yeah. There's a lot of talent that's getting thrown in the wrong direction. Just leave it at that.
Definitely miscast. And, you know, this match went a little bit over 19 minutes. Dead honest with you, dude. They could have cut 9 minutes off this match. They could have cut this thing in half. And it would have accomplished exactly what it accomplished in 19 minutes, but in 10. So, yeah, dude, when we got done with those first 3 matches, I was thinking, okay, we are set for an all-timer AEW pay-per-view. And then this match rolled around and completely shattered that premonition completely. But yeah, so the Dogs pick up the win. Honestly, from here, I would be 100% okay if they just ended this program and just moved the hell on, get the Bang Bang Gang as far away as possible from the Dogs. And, you know, it blows my mind too why Marina Shafir had to sneak in a shillelagh in what is a no disqualification match.
Yeah, and why are the Death Riders necessarily getting involved in another cross? There's too many factions, and they're all this is like the gangs of New York, you know?
Yeah.
Like, what are we doing?
Yeah. You know, and then obviously that match was what it was. And then we had a feel-good moment at the end of the next match. But nonetheless, we still had to get there. And I'm talking about Maya World defeating Hikaru Shida to win the TBS championship. And, you know, obviously you got to give props to Maya World for obviously making that step up so many months ago when Nixon Newell and Miranda Alizé did not want to put over Divine Dominion in 2 minutes on Collision. Hyon and Maya World did, and they've been very handsomely rewarded ever since, as Maya World is now your new TBS champion, and they did it on her damn birthday too.
And that's my problem. I've seen this before when they did it with Deonna Purrazzo when she was in New Jersey. You gave her something because it was a special day for that person. I don't know how well Maya World's going to do. She's going to have mic skills now. She can't just be, I'm the underdog, I'm the underdog, I'm the underdog. Because that's that, it gets old fast.
Oh, it absolutely does. But realistically, how do you know how she's going to respond without giving her a shot?
Yeah.
You know, that's my thought on this whole thing, is they have another pay-per-view coming up in about a month. They could easily flip that title off of her if they're not satisfied with the work that she does over the next month.
And I don't know who works with them. I mean, we saw Lyra Valkyria now, and you jump over to WWE, and now she's doing the old Nikki Cross I'm Crazy routine. I'm looking at this going, please figure out something.
Thank you for the clarification, Scoop. He says Maya has been very good for a long time. She can talk. So there you go, man. Well, so obviously Maya World has wrestled here in Vegas at Future Stars of Wrestling in the past as well. So she's a very familiar name, very familiar face, and I think she will rise to the occasion. But I can't help but think, what's next at All In for the TBS champ?
Yeah, well, when she was fighting maybe Athena, I could see Athena. Yep.
Do you do title versus title and have Athena make that the way that you can get Athena on to AEW TV on a consistent basis?
Yeah, the thing with Athena, she's got a lot to say on the mic, but she does not have. There's something missing. There is something missing with her mic skills. There's something missing. Catchphrases, something. She's not connecting, and she comes off as more obnoxious. Tekla has something. Tekla has an it factor. Tekla she's got that Austrian accent. You bitches thing, and I love it. I love Tekla as a heel. With Athena, she seems annoying, and she also doesn't seem to have any great cause. Just something's missing there. Yeah. I hope the two of them can bring it out of each other. I guess is what I'm saying.
Absolutely, man. Well, it all remains to be seen. But up next, we had Cage and Cope defeating the Death Riders in 18 minutes, 30 seconds. This match, honestly, it suffered from a match layout issue, quite frankly, because you're coming off of, obviously, the 3 hot matches to start the show. You've got 2 not great matches, to say the least, that followed. And how do they start off this one? By having Cage and Cope get the shit kicked out of them for the first half of the match in their home country. So at a time where, the fans would love to have something to wake them up and get them invested into this.
They didn't do it that way.
And that, this was just not executed well in terms of the match layout. Quite frankly, I don't think anybody in the world thought or had the willing suspension of disbelief to think that the Death Riders were going to dethrone Cage and Cope for the titles.
Here's my thing with that. Cage and Cope are not a tag team. Cage and Cope are two guys who are separate entities in AEW who happen to be the tag champions. With Cope having this nostalgia for WWE, which he can't speak, he can't, articulate it the way he would like to, because that was the bulk of their tag career. And they come out separately, and that's what happens. They get picked off. First Cope, and then Cage tries to go out there and save the day, and he gets the shit kicked out of him. The entire thing was them getting walloped by a series of uppercuts from Pac and Castagnoli, where you're going, oh my God, this is clearly over. And then, you get, Pac getting chucked into a spear, which was cool. It was a move that would have been a good mid move. Not something to end a match where you guys are just like, all right, it's time to throw the match.
Yeah.
That was the feel. It was kind of like, all right, these guys are old. We're all right, time to throw a match. And by the way, why does everybody have to have a fucking beard? If you look like you're dying, okay, why do you need a fucking beard?
Because, man, it just makes you look better. Why? you jealous, Rob?
If I wanted to look like I have a glue-on beard, no, but it gets a little silly. It gets a little silly. There are two Texas girls that will be fine.
Scoop does mention that Maya and Athena are two Texas girls. They'll be fine. So I completely agree with you. But man, back to your comment about Cage and Cope. Yeah, I think there definitely is something to that. They're keeping them as separate entities. They're living off of the nostalgia pop that these guys get. We all know where this is going, right? We all know now that the Bucks are going to be taking on Cage and Cope. And that was always the rumored thing. It was also rumored that there might be a couple of other teams being factored into that match. So that remains to be seen how things shake out as we get closer to Wembley Stadium.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, man. And then, so another match that could have gone, I'd say they could have done with 12 minutes and still been fine. But, nonetheless, from there, we turn over to the Painmaker taking on the Psycho Killer. Chris Jericho versus Tommaso Ciampa in a no-holds-barred match. I think the thing that stood out to me right out of the gate with this was that they were playing this up as the Painmaker being an alter ego for Chris Jericho. So much so that even Justin Roberts, the ring announcer, mentioned that the Painmaker was undefeated in singles competition in AEW. So they're treating it just like the Demon for Finn Balor in WWE. Sure, I guess.
Willow for Jeff Hardy.
Right, exactly.
Here's real quick. This is another. Yeah.
I completely agree. 50-year-old mange beard looks wild. Yeah, it definitely does,
the
Scoop.
Canadians logo with the thumbtacks glued on, a lot of cheap pops. Ciampa getting suplex, and he has the tacks in there, and Jericho had the tacks in the head. The barbed wire Floyd. Fine.
So I gotta ask, man, was during this match, was there a bit of a new fear unlocked for you by any remote chance? Sandpaper to the top of the dome?
Oh, I saw the sandpaper to the top of the dome, and I immediately thought of Jericho's song, Sandpaper. That was the first thought in my mind. Sandpaper. I was like, oh yeah. That was my first thought.
Yep.
Yeah, it was bloody. It was this. It was that. Jericho gets my man to tap out. Here's my thing.
Yeah.
Tommaso Ciampa is just lost to Jericho, who could retire tomorrow and be a first-round ballot Hall of Famer in any promotion he's been in. Well, two, because they're the only ones that would WCW, which is WWE and AEW. What are we doing with Ciampa?
Well, he's getting drilled in the forehead is what he's doing.
Hated this. We're watching this thing, and you go, "What the fuck?" That was the most blunt drill bit. I'm like, yeah, but it did what it had to do. He brought the weapon in there. Tommaso Ciampa introduced it. Jericho wrestles it from him, drills him in the skull, and this thing is like plastic bit. It's just dancing off his skull.
Yeah,
it's not doing anything.
No, not at all.
If blood squirted out of the top of his head, and then on Wednesday he came in with a big patch on the top. But all right, but again, what are we doing with Ciampa?
Dude,
he's too
so realistically, if nothing else, this has to be the end to their feud. This has to have been the blow off. So honestly, I would love to see Ciampa as far away from the Jericho vortex as humanly possible. Let Jericho, do whatever he's going to do, but keep Ciampa away from him. Maybe have him go after, maybe the national champion, maybe have him go after Andrade. Spoiler alert, if you will. But yeah, I think, you gotta separate these two. After that match, there's nowhere else to go for these guys. That has to be it.
Again, put Ciampa on the Don Callis family. Just
please no.
What are you going to do with this guy now? He's losing all the time. He won opening day, and now he's just been sputtering ever since. He doesn't look all that scary. His theme takes way too long to build up, that long, drawn-out crap. It was good the first time around. Just cut all that humming and get right to his, whatever the hell. I need something with him. He needs to do something. Talk. Give me. It's not enough to be angry. Yeah. The angry heel is a worthless heel. Yeah. Have some depth to character.
I definitely get that, man. And speaking of depth to character, I think that in the next match that we saw, we did see a bit of a culmination of things that needed to happen as the real Latino man, as he was christened, Andrade El Idolo defeated Mark Davis to win the AEW National Championship in 16 minutes, 15 seconds. I'm not going to lie to you, man. They teased it. They teased it, and they should have just followed through and done it. Have Andrade hit that elbow and get the quick pin.
Dia de los Muertos.
Yes. Dia de los Muertos. Have him hit that and have him get the surprise pin on Mark Davis. Davis really wouldn't lose very much out of that because he could chalk it up to, you got a lucky shot, whatever the situation is. But Andrade wins in 16-15 when he could have easily won in 15 seconds, and we would have gotten just as much out of the match as what we did. I do love the new music for Andrade, and yes, they're giving him a new gimmick. Let him run with it. I am all here for it.
The match was there to showcase all that Andrade is. Andrade's personality was expressed in the match. He walked down the ramp with all the women. He still stopped to do selfies with hot chicks on the aisle, which means that they got their little, actresses that they pulled off the street, throw them in a mini dress, and then they're like sixes, but still,
Did you notice how there was one that clearly did not want to be in her role?
Yeah.
I think that she was off to the camera right, and she just did not give a shit.
She was her head was, but here's the thing. Yeah. Whatever. Ultimately, he's selling himself as a Latino heartthrob. It's working. He's got catchphrases, 2 catchphrases. They're working. He hot dogged it through the entire match and still won. Yes, he could have done it earlier, but they're setting him up as this guy who's going to hot dog, which will pay off in the end if he ends up blowing a match because of it. Yeah, this is good. This is what I wanted from him when he was Andrade. What was he? Andrade Cien Mas. 10 years ago when that's
Cien Almas.
Cien Almas. We thought that's what we were gonna get.
Yep.
This is his best work. Let him hot dog it. He also makes Mark Davis look better by making it a little bit of a challenge. I don't want him just wiping out Davis, because now you make Davis look like crap. Davis has to sell. If Davis loses in 5 minutes, Davis is on the bottom in the trash bin. And he is.
Well,
Look.
so if it goes 5 minutes, yes. But like I said, if they would have just had him get that fluke finish, because keep in mind too, how long were all of these matches, dude? The shortest match on this show was this match. It was 16 minutes and 15 seconds. Every other match on the show did not need to be 16, 17, 20, 26 minutes. We didn't need 10 matches of at least 16 minutes. That's how you get a 5-hour main show. And that's how a lot of people have those complaints about the show.
Yeah. Now, I liked that match, though. It was entertaining. I was waiting. You wait for the pants to come off. He's got a recipe going on right now. He's got the Dynamite Diamond ring that he stole. There's layers of stories in every match. It's like a lasagna. His matches are like a fucking lasagna. I've got no problem. Again, could you have taken time out of some of these other matches? Yes. Could you have made his match maybe a few minutes shorter? Sure. I mean, when you storyboard something, you got these guys who are producing each of these matches. Nobody thinks about that. Like WWE, you've got Old Abyss, Park.
Chris Park.
Yeah. He's producing matches. You've got Bobby Roode producing matches. In other words, you're going to do X, Y, and Z, X, Y, and Z, X, Y, and Z, or you're going to get to this spot, and this spot. You figure out how you get there, but this is the desired result. You sell it, you put it together, you plan out a time. They planned out they wanted 5 hours. Fine. This is Tony going, how can I upstage WWE? I will make these bloated pay-per-views, and people will think they're getting a value. It's exhausting, though. So I get what you're saying. It comes off as exhausting.
Yeah, it absolutely does, man. So then we were left with our two main events of the show. Willow Nightingale defeating Tekla and winning the AEW Women's World Championship. Hallelujah, man. I know.
Champion.
Yes, the first Grand Slam, the first women's Grand Slam champion.
Yes.
And you know, it's no secret that I'm a huge Tekla fan. I think that she has had quite a meteoric rise since joining AEW. But at the end of the day, this was the match that Tony wanted initially for All In. Willow versus Mercedes. Initially, Willow was supposed to win the Owen Hart tournament. And obviously, Mercedes was not initially penciled in for that tournament. She would have been in Willow's spot and winning this title here at this redemption show. So it kind of tied in, but they had to call an audible with the injury to Willow. So now we're getting the match that they had initially set into place. It's just the champion and challenger roles are reversed.
I'm happy. This is they're going to go back and they're going to be able to talk about the injury that Mercedes Moné got in New Japan. There's so much history here. And I would like to see Willow Nightingale beat Mercedes Moné. And the reason why is because now Mercedes has to push harder. I don't want Mercedes to automatically be given a fucking belt. And
I hope not, man. I hope not.
Bitch all summer long. Because if they do that and waste our fucking time, because once you give it to Mercedes Moné, you know that it's not going to go back to Tekla. So it's just going to be Mercedes Moné keep playing keep away the entire summer. We've seen the character. We know what we're going to get with her. Willow's going to fight with it. Willow is going to be the Darby Allin for the females, where she fights and makes it interesting.
Yep.
If you give it to Mercedes Moné, the belt collects dust. Fuck that shit.
Yeah.
Let her be the workhorse.
Make a great point, man. You make a great point with that. And, you know, props to them for pulling the trigger and putting this title on Willow. I think that this obviously gets us the heel face dynamic that we so richly needed for that women's championship match at All In, as opposed to having two heels going at it. Plus, this does somewhat opened the door, because the Triangle of Madness have those Artist of Stardom trios titles, and why not have a trios match at Wembley? And I don't know, maybe you name 2 people and then you bring out a mystery partner for that Stardom team. I don't know, particular free agent just hit the market that was rumored to sign with Stardom. Yeah, I'd be cool with seeing Kairi Sane, Kairi Hojo with in the ring with Tekla and the Triangle of Madness.
Yep.
Just a thought.
How long do we see Bailey team up?
So Bailey is under contract up until, I believe, close to the end of the year, if not the end of 2026. So it would probably be at the start of 2027.
She is out, is she not?
What?
Of WWE.
They wrote her off, but her contract is not up. So yeah, and she's been pretty vocal about some things as of late. They've also removed her from the tryout banners, the SummerSlam tryout banners. So they are distancing themselves from Bailey, and they're likely not going to be featuring her at all going forward.
WWE is not currying favor with the IWC right now. They're basically they're giving the middle finger to a lot of people. You see,
yes,
Matt,
they are.
Matt, I love Matt, but he's a fucking WWE mark. They have gone through every fucking person in the 2010s.
Yep.
Anyone that you've loved in the last 15 years, whether they are physically not able to do it anymore or they want to retire, whatever it is, they're trying to go in there and redo contracts at the lowest possible prices with shit talent now that are not backed by anything except, oh, they were great on NXT. We can't talk about this Monday night. Sol Ruka, we'll get into that. She doesn't have her belt.
Right.
There are people right now that are not entertaining. They're either sloppy in the ring or they don't have great mic skills. Lyra Valkyria doesn't have great mic skills. Sol Ruka is a gimmick. She's a cardboard cutout with a couple of spots, and she's trying to be Lita. Fuck it. All right? Let's keep it 1,000. There are people on AEW that are goddamn amazing right now, and they're starting to put the puzzle pieces in the right places. The AEW's problem is the fit and finish.
Yep. Yeah, I completely agree, man. But speaking of things that didn't quite grab me, if you will, we got to talk about a backstage segment, man. Divine Dominion with Mick Foley, and they have Mick Foley sit down in a chair
and bark like a dog.
According to some people, Mick Foley misheard them, and he thought that they were wanting him to bark like a dog, when in actuality, they were just wanting him to bow.
And he said, bow, wow, bow, wow, wow, bow, wow. Now, here's the thing. Mick Foley owes wrestling nothing.
Nothing.
He wants to be seen. When WWE was through with him, the first run around, he went into TNA, and he was the commissioner over there. Yep. Okay. He had a steel cage match, which was almost Undertaker level, but with Sting. There were great things that he has done outside of the WWE and ECW. Now he's shilling for chuckles, and it was cringy.
It was bad. It didn't get any kind of it didn't get the reaction that he wanted, to say the very least. Also, Bionic Scoop throws out, TKO is about the bottom line. The soul of the Fed is long gone when Endeavor took over. You know what, my friend? Truer words have never been spoken or typed, as it were. So I completely agree with you, sir. And I say that as a TKO stockholder.
Here's a problem with all that shit. It doesn't age well. And because of the way the IWC works, the wrestling community, it's not aging well rapidly within the course of a year or two, where you go, wow, this is already getting old.
Yeah.
What are they going to do when they chew through their NXT roster that they brought up, and they have nothing to do with these people? Okay.
Well, they'll just sign more. We'll talk about the SummerSlam tryouts later on.
Yeah.
But now they've kind of shifted back into bringing in independent workers. as opposed to, obviously they're signing NIL talents that are completely new to pro wrestling, but they have shifted back to supplementing that crop of NILs to with independent wrestlers that have been doing their thing for years. So it remains to be seen where they go. But let's finish up this redemption wrap up and talk about that main event. Kenny Omega defeating Kevin Knight in 25 minutes. Dude, I was pretty critical of this match being signed, as I thought that it was not a great usage of Kevin Knight. However, I will be one to say I may have been wrong on this one. Kevin Knight came out with new music. He had a new swagger about him. He didn't run down to the ring. He had a different amount of aura behind him, and he's doing the things that he needs to do to propel himself up the card. And that's before the match even fucking started. This guy looked like a star when he came out to the ring, and props to everybody who had a hand in this, to say the very least. We had a back and forth effort for, I'd say, the first half of the match, but then they did something that they don't normally do. I gotta give them props for it, because you saw the difference in Kenny Omega and Kevin Knight. I say about 15 minutes into this match. The last 10 minutes were essentially Kenny Omega kicking the dog shit out of Kevin Knight, which needs to happen from time to time. There needs to be a bit of a hierarchy in your talents. You have to have some guys that are main event talents. You have to have some guys that are going to be working in the mid card, some guys that are going to be working at the beginning of the show. And yes, people can move up or move down, but as of right now, Kevin Knight is not a main eventer. He will be very soon, but he's not there yet. Kenny Omega looked very strong in this match, especially that last 10 minutes.
Right. I want to, some of the things that I liked about Kenny Omega's set list, the Snapdragon suplex, the way he would execute that. I miss some of that sharp moves, the just quick grab and go, and you're planting you in the back of your skull. I miss that. I need that. I don't know how he can execute that in his current physical state. Some of it. Kevin Knight is a good worker. Kevin Knight is good on the mic, but he's still mid card. So when I saw this match, I'm like, how are we using him as a tool to elevate or push along another story?
Yep.
And we saw it had nothing to do with Kevin Knight and everything to do with Will Ospreay.
Yep. So speaking of post-match, Will Ospreay ends up turning on the Death Riders after they try to kill Kenny Omega. This from Dirt Sheet Radio. I had to grab this image because it point blank says the Death Riders try to kill Kenny Omega. And then Omega, after the Death Riders have been dispatched and everything seems like as if it's all going to be good. Obviously, Moxley wants him to use the plastic bag and suffocate Omega. Ospreay rips up the bag, but Omega sees the bag and jumps to the conclusion that Ospreay was going to bag him. So as the two pose in the corner, Omega drops him with the one-winged angel, poses with the Bucks, and we see a bit of a heel turn from Kenny Omega in Canada to close out the show. Obviously, they weren't going to have Ospreay be a heel going into Wembley. That's just stupid. So if you're going to have that heel face dynamic, it only makes sense that you have Kenny Omega do a mini heel turn as they go toward Wembley. So it makes perfect sense. I was good with the ending of this, especially because I didn't see it coming at all. And good on them for doing this kind of thing from time to time.
It didn't surprise me at all. It did not surprise me. They teased it because you forgot.
You thought Ospreay was going to be the one to drop Omega.
No.
Okay.
There's something that you didn't mention. There was a Will Ospreay promo with Jon Moxley after the tag match where he goes, "You can't be Mr. Nice Guy. I don't want to be there when you learn this lesson the hard way. If you can't pull the trigger, I will." Okay? Yeah, but he had bloody neck injury. He's got a history of neck. And it's like, dude, they teased it.
Yeah.
They teased it. They teased it throughout the night. They told you this was going to happen. They did. And I'm like, okay. They told you this was going to happen. So when I see the plastic bag, he looks at it. He goes, dude, you were going to choke me out. Fuck you. That's not a heel move. I'm protecting myself now. You're trying to kill me. You tried to put a fucking plastic bag over my head. You're running with the Death Riders. They broke your arm. They broke your neck. This isn't a heel turn. This is, I'm saving my own ass right here. You're clearly indicating to me, Will Ospreay, that you were willing to join with a heel faction. Cool. I'll fuck your ass up then. You're not on my side. You're not on my side. You joined with Moxley.
Yeah.
For God's sakes. Okay, then. Fine.
And Scoop throws out there the best bout machine moniker kicked in late in the match. It absolutely did, man. I was definitely very pleased with this match. Yes, they gave it 25 minutes. Well deserved. This was one of those matches that did not need to be any shorter. It went just the right length. So, they ended the show in a very, very hot way. This was a show that was definitely bookended by a very strong start and a very strong finish.
Yeah.
Obviously, the sag in the middle. You have that, especially on a 5-hour pay-per-view.
Look, tighten it up. 3.5, 4 hours would have been fine. Great. We moved along a lot of stories. Even though it was long, every match had a purpose.
Yeah.
Every match has a purpose. My problem is that, we wanted something for Switchblade Jay White. Y'all might have fucked that up now. And again, I'm going to say it again until my face turns fucking royal blue. Why do we not have the Bullet Club? Because when you have volume and you have a brand that people know, you can carry without Jay White. You can go on. They need to have the energy. They need to bring out the cardboard cutout of Jay White. They need to bring back the manic energy. If they can do that, it doesn't matter if he's hurt. We don't want him to get hurt this way, but we want to have a group like the Bullet Club, and then you can pull people in from other promotions to fill in every once in a while. Maybe you get the Good Brothers to show up. Maybe you get some of the guys from Tongaloa show up because he's going to be free soon. Maybe
Please no. I don't want fucking Tongaloa in AEW. Fuck that shit. No. Because so essentially then you would be okay with Bad Luck Fale showing up in fucking AEW. No thanks. No thanks.
I'm being facetious. What I'm saying though is it gives you the opportunities to do more things.
Yeah.
It gives you the opportunity to do more things. I like it. But this is what AEW sometimes does what WWE does, which they put all their eggs in one basket, and then like what they did with Breaker. Oh, Breaker, he's the next best thing. Great. Oh, he's hurt.
Yeah.
Oh, he's hurt. No. L.A. Knight slips. Oh, now we're not going to put the strap on him. So now you got a guy with a big mouth that you're not using. So
all right, man. Any other final thoughts about Redemption before we go back and talk about WWE? Because you're putting the cart before the horse a little bit, but we'll get there.
B+, A-. It was long, but it advanced storylines that are going to be needed. A-.
Wow, I am a full letter grade below you. I gave this show a B-. So, in any event, dude, honestly. Yeah, half of the matches were great. Half of the matches, not so much. So, that's almost a C as far as I'm concerned. So, yes, I'm being very critical of the show, but they've set a precedent in pay-per-view. And this show did not live up to that precedent. Obviously, we all know All In is going to deliver. It's probably going to be the best show of the year. So, this, as far as I'm concerned, is akin to Fast Lane or In Your House. So...
It just needed to be faster, but it did advance storylines in an organic way, and I didn't get disappointed by the content of the storylines, minus the couple of unnecessary tag matches, but yeah.
Absolutely, man. All right. All right, let's turn and talk about WWE, and let's just kind of run over SmackDown, which obviously your main event. Dude, yeah,
Why did they make Aldis look so old in that picture?
The fucking thing that kills me with this shit is
young
Nick
guy.
Aldis is 39 years old. He's not even 40. And they're making him look aged in the photo. Thank you for bringing attention to that. That was the first thing that I noticed as well.
Like
Obviously,
temples and just wrinkles on his face and the wrinkled brow. Yeah. It's just what the fuck.
Yeah, man. It is what it is. Obviously, you know, this was a pretty interesting kind of a show here. You know, obviously you had the extremely expected Sami Zayn venting segment about losing the undisputed WWE title, being left off SummerSlam main event, which obviously is going to feature Cody and CM Punk. Pierce offered him a number one contenders match at SummerSlam against the winner of a fatal four-way later that night. And of course, Zayn reluctantly accepted. You know, dude, what the fuck are we doing?
So Zayn says it. He goes, "Wait a minute, you put me to the bottom of the list. You make me wait in line again. I 9 days ago I had this belt. Why am I working for it when other people just get handed opportunities? I like this term they keep going to, falls from the sky. Yeah. Now here's the thing. If this makes if Sami Zayn can come up with some kind of a character out of this that we can hook onto, but I don't see it happening. Yeah. I would love Sami Zayn to be, and brace yourself, his kind of personality, he would fit well into the conglomeration.
Oh, geez.
Where he's just an absolute fucking goofball. You give him some mid belts. He comes out there and he hams it up. He's a ham.
Yeah.
It's all he's ever going to be. So I don't even want to talk about him. He's a waste of space. But that on the bottom corner is the most poignant point of the evening when Damian Priest goes where the whole locker room and everyone out there is tired of seeing the same fucking six people, and the audience did a little mini pop.
Yeah, dude, I was gonna draw attention to that. The reaction that got was hopefully eye-opening for somebody somewhere that's making some decisions.
Yeah, I mean, because it was awkward. The audience had to eat. They had to be a part of that. Now, those are your hardcore fans. Those are the you and me. Not Matt Michaels, because he's got he pays money and a religious sect will send him bottles of Nick Khan's semen for him to drink. Then he has to spit the semen spit back onto the envelope with $10 to support TKO. This is a good day. And by the way, every time he shills for them, his card takes another fucking fender bender.
Yeah.
Look, that was the most poignant
yeah.
thing that was ever said. I like that. Getting the belts off of the, and they're not old. They're just fucking the women. It's like the Golden Girls with their butterfly belts, you know, versus you won't have a job next year.
Yeah.
Like Laney is the only one that's kind of fucking memorable out of the three of them. The other two, the one on camera right, she could barely speak. She's got a high-pitched, squeaky voice. She's not going to go very far. Oh, Rob, you don't know how much work she put in NXT. Don't care. The one on the left with the cowboy boots. You see how they're forgettable to me? They look like they're trying to be Trish Stratus clones.
They're indistinguishable.
Yes.
Yeah.
And the other one, she's not the hottest of the three of them. She's got some mic skills. She's doing the boring shit where they do that little Sheba walk with their arms out. They all do that. They all have the same fucking entrances with the same fucking walks.
Well, that's what they get taught, I guess, at the PC. I don't know.
She looks like Rhea Ripley, for God's sakes, in that outfit with the black hair and the gloppy makeup.
Well, I mean, someone needs to look like Rhea Ripley since she's not on the show.
Right. And there's going to be an interim champion, which means any other promotion, any other time, they would have went, get your ass in the ring, put the belt on the floor, apologize to the people, come back at SummerSlam next year, win the belt in big fashion when you're a brick shithouse again.
Yep.
Okay.
And speaking of that whole interim WWE Women's Title situation, good on them for having Chelsea Green defeat Kiana James to qualify for that ladder match at SummerSlam. Dude, fucking put the strap on her. Seriously, give her that belt.
Here's the thing now. Once again, Kiana James is almost at the level of enhancement talent.
Yeah.
For no other reason than she just ended up in this position. She looked good. She didn't look to they did her ring gear decently. She did, because before it was just that knee brace is all you saw in that ring gear. They made her look good, but her profile picture in the card lineup, she looks like an old lady. She has just a resting bitch face thing, and that's not her. Nobody wants to be portrayed that way. Nobody wants to be shown in that manner. But you're pushing Chelsea. Look at that. She looks like a nobody.
Yeah.
It makes her look older, and it does not make her. Is she a heel? Is she a face? What is she? She's nobody.
Yeah, she's very, like I said, man.
Look at Chelsea Green. They AI'd Amber Eyes on her.
Yes. Yeah, they basically smile. Kiana James is another one that is indistinguishable on the main roster. Realistically speaking, a lot of these relatively newer call-ups, obviously Kiana's been up here for a while, but I think that they all somewhat suffer the same fate in that they haven't really carved out their niche on the main roster yet.
Here's the thing, we got to the left, we've got Charlotte Flair. I don't care for Charlotte Flair too much, because as physically dominant as she is in the ring in all ways, athleticism, strength, I never much cared for her mic skills. You've got Nia Jax, whose gimmick was, I'm a big fat chick. But Nia Jax has the Karen angle to her. When she shows up like a dang obnoxious Karen, and she's just snotty to people, and it works. Not the best. She's like a B+, but it works sometimes. It's the right type of heel. I would love to see her have a physique, and this is a stretch, closer to Charlotte Flair's, which at one point she had a physique like Charlotte Flair's eons ago. She's a beautiful woman, and the ironic thing, she's a sweetheart. That's where she fucked up her social media account. She's two-stepping with her grandma and her fucking mother or sister, wherever, and she's two-stepping and having a good old time. And I'm like, ooh, stop that. Stop it.
If you're a heel, don't be doing that.
Yeah,
don't be doing that on your social media.
No.
Yeah.
Or do it separate social media. It's do something, because it doesn't line up with your character. If you're a bitch, be a bitch on social media. Just follow through. Let's address right now Nick Aldis. I like that we're acknowledging that this guy was an NWA champion for a long time. I don't know where NWA stands, because if he was an AEW champion for 3 years, they're not going to mention AEW. So they think of NWA as not competitive enough that they don't mind mentioning it.
Right.
They did, and he is a TNA World Heavyweight Champion.
Yes.
2-time, if I'm not mistaken. The guy is not a joke in the ring.
No, not at all.
Good.
Yep.
And let's if you're going to just throw him in there and people are going to see him from WWE standpoint, your little 8-year-old son's going to see him for the first time and only know him as the Brit who's the manager. Fine. Would this spawn into a permanent career? Because right now he's no longer manager. Temporarily, he's on, his position's in a state of abeyance, or whatever the fuck you want to call it. Adam Pearce, once again, is running SmackDown.
Yep.
I would rather see this fucking guy wrestle all this, because they've got so many gaps right now in their roster. You could stand to have all this come out there and go, you know what? I'd rather be a bloody champion and have the strap than run around and try to schoolboy, to be a principal for you guys. You know what?
Dude, I think this is a one and done for Aldis.
Sure.
He's gonna have his career ended by Gunther, just like everybody else that they did last year.
Eh,
That's
you know what,
realistically what is going to happen.
fine. I'd have no problem with that. By the way, if Gunther gets either world heavyweight belt, I'm okay with that.
Dude, it needs to happen. For him to have done what he did and actually be the one to retire so many legends and so many great names from wrestling history, yeah, the follow-up to that has been absolute dog shit.
Yeah.
And to insinuate any way otherwise is a complete and utter delusional tactic.
Oh, by the way, he needs the John Cena treatment. They need to put that magic wand on his forehead because his forehead's getting bigger.
Yeah.
It's
Yep.
it is what it is.
Yep.
John Cena, fucking Cody Rhodes and Punk. Oh, Cody goes, I don't like you.
Yeah.
Well, now we're just reaching. These
It's
guys
fucking
were
stupid.
blowing each other a week ago. They were like, oh my God, we're wearing the same ring gear. I don't like you. Oh, you don't like me? And by the way, good on you for CM Punk for going, oh, wait, you don't like me now? You respect me, but you don't like me? Where the idea that these guys are so old, they've made Fragile Phil what he is. They're painting him as this fragile old guy.
Yep.
And
Yeah.
I don't like the hairdo. I didn't like the scraggly white beard, the missing tooth in the back. I didn't like any of the way he was presenting himself. He was the clean dude. He was straight edge. He was kicking the shit out of you, and then he would school your ass on the mic.
Yeah.
Now he's just long-winded like me.
Yeah, absolutely, man. And obviously the main event, we had Finn Balor winning the four-way match over Damian Priest, Trick Williams, Royce Keys, by hitting the coup de grace on Priest. And obviously we had some chicanery involving Solo Sikoa, the Usos, LA Knight, Jacob Fatu, who ended up pulling Keys out to stop the pin. So obviously, we had all of the tropes of main event pro wrestling. And yeah, you've got now Finn Balor versus Sami Zayn. And yeah, by all accounts, that should be a very, very good match. Is it really going to matter though at the end of the day? Probably not.
Nope. Will you remember it? Nope. Will it be a coup de grace? No. This is Sami Zayn's only. I want to specify this. This is a fork in the road for Sami Zayn. If he doesn't go full dickish heel, nut shots, kick him in the groins, weapon, brass knuckles, if he doesn't do something to redefine himself, come out with a haircut, come out in a suit and tie, switch it up, do something to stand apart instead of being the obnoxious fucking homeless looking guy that you've been all these goddamn years, which never works, except when you were conspiracy Sami Zayn. Oh, you were the honorary Oos. Honorary Oos is the best your career's ever been. There was you with the Kangol hat when you showed up for the first time looking like a cab driver, and now you look like terrorist number 9 or a homeless dude. Okay,
Yep.
I'm sick of it.
Yep.
They give you way too much TV time for what you do.
Yep. Yeah, man. Any other final thoughts on SmackDown before we flip it over to Raw?
Yeah, I again, this guy's being fucking wasted. The fucking guy ran Bullet Club founder. He did so much shit. And Finn Balor's rotting on the vine.
Yep.
Well, why? Give him the fucking strap, please.
They won't.
Just fucking
They won't do anything with that guy.
I
Unfortunately.
don't get it. I make it make sense. Make it make sense, TKO. Make it make fucking sense why you give the garbage guys the belt and the ones who are entertaining in and out of the ring, nothing.
Yeah. I echo that sentiment completely, man. Absolutely. Well, in any event, let's talk about Raw, and I'm not even going to hide it. Let's talk about the biggest and most panned segment probably in at least in the last 20 years.
Please.
Yes. So you have a concert with Danhausen and Joe Hendry, who are, let's be real, two comedy gimmicks. and they choose to play this concert straight. They don't have it be, comedic at all. They have it being a legitimate fucking concert, and rightfully so, the internet shit all over this train wreck.
First of all, here's the thing with Joe Henry. When The Rock does a concert, The Rock actually has a singing voice.
Yep.
Joe Henry does not. He's flat when he sings. He's lifeless when he sings. It's painful to watch him sing. When he does a song, it is just torture. With this son of a bitch, you get his theme, and that's it. Get the theme, get him out there, do the turnaround, wave the hands from side to side. That's it. Nobody said he needed to have a guitar and sit there and soak up 10 minutes or sing one verse over and over and over and over. And Danhausen had the pipe organ, but over with one verse until finally the guys came out there to beat the shit out of them and break it up. But they and that they were probably late on their cue because these guys did the same thing over and over. And I'm going, this is torture. You know that they were not supposed to be singing for that goddamn long. And the audience was. This is what, again, look, a lot of people here, you think, oh, Rob's not paying attention to the fine details. No, I called it with these guys. You're going to milk Danhausen. You're going to burn him out way too soon. And now he's not going to have the in-ring capabilities to either prove that he can win a belt or sell a match. So you've got him with all this, like, oh, he's a mad scientist and he's this and he's that. You're going to be fighting for human monies on a pole match with Dominic Mysterio. I don't even know.
Human monies on a pole.
Yeah. What is that? And when did he take Dom's money? I don't even remember this. I know it happened, but they keep going back to it. I don't even have any packages of when he took Dom's money. There was no handoff. There was no big thing. It was just
Yeah, and I think that having the run-in with boxer Ryan Garcia, who smashed a guitar on Joe Hendry.
What the fuck was that?
Honestly, this is what to expect from TKO, man. You're gonna have these kind of celebrity cameos. I have to say this though, when there's somebody polarizing like Ryan Garcia is, they were smart to put him with the heel faction, knowing that, hey, where are we? We're probably gonna get some boos for this guy. And so, you have him, attack right along the Judgment Day. Dominic Mysterio, JD McDonough, and Ryan Garcia standing over all of the mini Housens that got beaten down. And we'll see where this human monies on a pole match goes. Shout out to Corey Graves though for the mention. The Judy Bagwell on a pole match, getting that on air.
He'll take the money. He'll win. He's going to beat Dominic Mysterio because there's nothing in it for Dominic.
Right.
Well, he'll win. There'll be a bunch of little guys come out or maybe he'll make a clone. He'll have the clone of The Miz or a clone of, those two guys interrupt. Because remember, The Miz is supposed to be a clone. Right? And The Miz and fucking and this is all right. Match length. I want 7 minutes. If
at the most 7 minutes. Right. Fuck that.
Get it out there. A little chicanery, a little hijinks. You are cursed. Yay! Dominic loses. Yay! I got my human monies. But here's the problem.
Yep. Absolutely, man.
Where do you go after this with this guy? You've gone through every talent on the roster where he's interacted with them in a slapstick way. The Knicks are gone now. That train is run. By the way, if you're Donovan Danhausen, you can't complain. This is
not at all.
Can't complain. But now, what I would like to see for him is he needs to partner up with somebody where he could be a valet to somebody. It's the best thing for him to do is be a valet for somebody, and that should get another year before he's back on AEW.
No, he is a sports entertainment character. He should be on the sports entertainment product. Straight up.
Conglomeration with
We
Orange
saw,
Cassidy.
dude, no. We
No,
saw
that's not
how
good.
AEW used him when he was there. No. Yes, he's being burned out to a large number of the fans, but the fact is, he is in the best possible place for his character. Period.
You're going. You went Michaels on us for a second with your connection. Okay.
Don't you dare disrespect me like that. I'm not just gonna let you sit there and say that shit.
No, his fucking Steve's house is state of the art. That house talks to him. That house is gonna lock the doors, and then you're gonna find out Steve's not around anymore. Hi, Robert. You're gonna be staying with me for a long time. Wait, what? You're gonna be sitting there gray, like perfectly preserved. I'm like, oh no.
You know, the thing that really stood out as well, and you know, you mentioned this earlier, is they made a pretty interesting call on this show. They put the Women's Intercontinental Championship on Raquel Rodriguez, taking it off of Sol Ruca, who had just seemingly won the championship. So they're already flipping it to someone else. Maybe they were just not satisfied with what they saw out of Sol Ruca. Obviously, her finish when she hits it properly is freaking fantastic, but it's not been a success on the main roster.
All right. Here's the thing. Raquel Rodriguez with the Judgment Day is their female Damian Priest. She does a decent job. She's not horrible on the microphone, and when she's got her crew with her, she works well. She looks menacing in the ring. She is menacing in the ring. And here's the thing that pissed me off. Raw is on Netflix. I'm paying to watch this. And if she's got a broken goddamn nose and gushing blood, show it to me.
Amen.
She's cutting a promo with the belt and you panned away from her and then you fucked her over. You didn't even have enough sense to get the mic levels good so I can hear what she's saying. You completely disrespected her and botched her fucking greatest moment, not once, but on 3 separate occasions. When she got the fucking power bomb, you had your camera to her back.
Yep.
Then you fucking wipe off her nose and you still won't let her talk her piece. Jesus Christ. When that happened with Becky Lynch, you zoomed in on her and you knew enough that there was an organic moment going on. I'm not fucking talking. That was USA back then. This is something I'm paying for. And you turn the cameras away from an organically amazing moment?
Yeah, man.
She's a badass now, and you stole that from her. She's never getting that back. You took a defining moment from her.
Yeah.
Look at that. That should have been so much more.
Yeah. It absolutely should have.
Because why? Because she got a note. What? The blood? Yeah, people bleed. Fuck you guys for fucking sanitizing what combat sports is supposed to be. TKO. You've got guys doing it across the street, making each other bloody. He was responsible in the panel to our left. He was responsible for making people bleed. The guy below him is responsible for making people bleed.
Yep.
If it happens, it happens. AEW ran Britt Baker with blood gushing out of her face because of fucking Thunder Rosa. And they knew enough to fucking keep the camera on her. Especially if I'm paying for it, you fucks.
Yeah.
I don't give a fuck about, it's PG, whatever fuck level. No, this is combat sports. This is what happens.
Yeah.
And you disrespected her 3 times, you fucks. They owe her. They owe her. They owe her. She better get a fucking time to speak on that mic. You owe her.
Yeah. Absolutely, man. You know,
KO.
I completely agree. The only thing that I had to say, man, how you feeling after that? You doing okay? Your blood pressure going all right?
Oh my God, I'm on CoQ10 for a reason. Motherfuckers. And then they fucking ruin wrestle. Look, we're doing a podcast. There's other podcasts out there. I get in the car. Sometimes I listen to what we're doing in our local scene with Steve and Matt Michaels. But they're fucking up. WWE's fucking up other people's shows.
Yep.
I'm sure we'll get to that in a bit.
Oh, we will. It all depends, you know.
Yeah.
We want to keep the people here for another hour and a half.
Sorry. Solo Sikoa got a pop. He's starting to look good. He's starting to vibe with the crowd.
Dude, they've tried so hard to make this guy a heel, and it really hasn't worked all that well. Let him be who he is, amplified, and we're seeing what's happening. The crowd is taking to Solo being a babyface. Run with that shit.
He's talking trash. You got shades of The Rock with the sunglasses on, the suit, the Rock suit with the turtleneck.
Dude looks great.
Not the red. I don't like the red. There's something about this look right. He's in his zone. Do it.
You sit there with a red t-shirt on and a red hat saying you don't like the red.
Not on him.
Okay.
No, not
so it's
on
just
him.
your color then.
You know what it is? Because red was a heel color. He's in a white suit. Usually you associate white with wealth. Think about Trick Williams, all white. This guy has a good look to him. The hair, the whole Pepe Le Pew hairdo. He's got swagger. He's got swagger there. It's starting to come out. Don't fuck this up, WWE, TKO, whatever the fuck you want to call yourselves this week.
Yep.
Ethan Page, good job.
Defeating Rey Mysterio after blocking the 619 using the apron. Yeah. That happened.
Clever.
Yeah. Resourceful, if you will. And then, Javon Evans defeating Rusev. And, of course, just further proof that the grass ain't always greener on the other side.
Rusev is he's an enhancement talent. He's a jobber.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
He's supposed to be the scariest motherfucker. He took on Triple H at WrestleMania.
Oh, well.
His wife would come out and say, crush them. They were doing the fucking Rocky IV. It was so good.
Yep.
Then they made Rusev Day and it was horrible, but it was good.
It was
awful.
That was enjoyable, man. That whole Rusev Day shit, that was enjoyable. And unfortunately, that suffered from the WWE curse of, and no pun intended, of that got over organically and it didn't have the machine behind it. So thus they tried to stifle it as much as they possibly could. And they ended up killing Rusev as a result. And he has never been the same. He will never reach those heights again. The highest that he will have ever been was Rusev Day.
And he could have been and should have been a champion at least once.
Yes. Completely agreed.
WWE does not. WWE is, you know what it is? It's like the dad who you have to make him think it was their idea.
Yep.
Otherwise he just gets angry.
Yep.
And I've got a few in comedy and entertainment. I know people like that where you come up with a good idea and they're like, and people like your idea. Oh, they like your idea, but not mine. Well, Rusev, Miro, he's been doing well. And, we got to get Javon Evans. What's Javon Evans going to do? Look, Javon Evans is a talent in the ring.
Yes.
Where are we going to put him now? Because there's a logjam with every belt. And Matt goes, the belts are not important. No. Maybe I'm a mark. The belts are driving. The belts, in my mind, are to drive where these popular people should be going. Oh, you're that popular? You're over. Here's a belt. Now more people are going to. Now we're going to sell the belt. And we're going to sell your merchandise because you have the belt. With the exception of Danhausen, everything else should be that old school recipe. But you've got guys beating There's no way you could sell me on the fact that this guy wouldn't be able to royally beat the living piss out of Javon Evans.
Right. Yeah, man. I completely agree. We'll see where Javon goes from here as well. But speaking of champions, there was the World Tag Team Champions, The Vision, Braun Breaker, Austin Theory, defeating the Alpha Academy. And obviously there was interference from Maxine Dupree and Logan Paul. They had the assisted spear sealing the match. And then the post-match, the Vision with Dupree's distraction hit another double Vision, and Theory smashed Otis. I'm still calling him that. Otis's head with a chair against the post. So.
All right, can we just get to the point where Chad Gables picks up these guys' nuts and just saves them and reforms Alpha Academy? And
I mean, that's what's going to happen. That's basically what they should do, but because that's what they should do, that won't be what they do.
It breaks itself, and also it puts him over. And give him some mid-belt. Give him one of the mid-belts. This way he has some legitimacy. Yay. And by the way, Tozawa is fucking incredible. He's so underrated.
Yes. He's vastly underrated for sure.
And Otis is underrated too, because Otis was taking some abuse from Braun Breaker. He was getting abused, and he was like, whatever. He didn't even phase him, some of those hits from Braun Breaker.
Yeah, man. And then obviously we got to talk about the two segments that bookended this show. You had the opening segment with Triple H, Adam Pearce, hosting the Hell in a Cell weigh-in with Brock Lesnar and Oba Femi. Obviously, Femi weighed in at 302 pounds inside the cage. Lesnar refusing to enter, locked Femi in, claimed a backstage weigh-in of 303, and left the key out of reach. If only they could lift the cage. I don't know. Call me crazy.
Why were we doing this in the cage?
I don't know.
Standing there and doing
the only thing that I could figure is that it gave them a really cool visual in their minds. That's the only thing.
And there's fake police again, with like the most fake cosplay police, and this was just so goddamn stupid.
And for them to break the fourth wall and insinuate that those aren't real cops, that they, what the fuck? So thanks. You're basically shitting on one of the key wrestling tropes of all time, that the security that you see or the police that you see are not really those individuals. I don't.
Oh, sorry.
I don't get it.
First of all, I've been drinking too much fucking Coke Zero, and I'm getting lightheaded. I feel a migraine coming on because I've been guzzling this all day. 4 hours of sleep, not fun.
Drink some water, bro. You'll be fine.
Yeah, I know. But it's downstairs. Here. The more they do this, the less I care.
Yeah.
First of all,
the good thing is this was the go home show, so you know what's next is SummerSlam, so they're not going to do any other bullshit.
The promo card shows Brock Lesnar as an old man, but when he comes out, he's smiling and he looks young. Oba Femi's not doing the walk with the same swagger. He's bored doing it. You could see he's just trying to just I said it before. He does not come out there with when he first came out and he was selling, and he's not. Lesnar looks more energetic than Oba Femi, making it hard for me to believe that Oba Femi should, by rights, beat him in his own city. We know it's going to happen. I want it to happen either because Oba Femi either does some heel shit or there's shenanigans or Paul Heyman fucks up. I don't want it to be so cut and dry because I get it. You want to hand off the torch, but there's got to be some chicanery. There's got to be some chicanery because this Brock Lesnar, Brock Lesnar is not that easy to beat. You're going to take the guy who retired The Undertaker and embarrass him?
Yeah.
to prove a point. And it's not like what we did with Gunther. So now you're just, I get it, but it's not working.
Yeah, it's absolutely not working, man. Yeah, I will be happy when SummerSlam has come and gone, and we have the second retirement, if you will, of Brock Lesnar.
Yeah, I mean, you put your boots in the ring, your gloves, you're done.
Yep.
Oh, my client is not on the roster, but he is in the. I'm like, all right, just stop it.
Yep.
Stop it. This is like a bad anime where the storyline gets so contrived. Just say, no, he's not retired. I'm not giving up. I'm tired. I'm tired. Go next. I'm so stupid.
Absolutely, man. And then your main event segment, obviously setting up that World Championship match between Seth Rollins and Roman Reigns. Obviously, video packages, heated verbal exchanges, Rollins claiming that he owns Roman. It's Reigns attacked with Superman punch and a spear. Imagine that. Grabbed a chair, but of course, he hesitated. Rollins countered with a stomp onto the chair, standing tall as the show ended. So you know how this is going to go, considering Rollins stood tall as the show ended, and it was the go-home show.
All right.
So
now,
I think that we all know that Roman's going over at the pay-per-view.
Of course. Now I will give credit where credit is due. That segment was smoother than you made it out to be. Roman didn't hesitate. He grabbed the chair. He slid in. As he slid in with the chair, he got stomped in the skull. The timing on that was perfect. The storyline that you've gotten everything, and I had to fight for it. It's tired. You're making Seth Rollins the underdog. There's no heel in this. It's just two fucking geriatric guys arguing. And they're not geriatric, Rob, but they seem like old guys. We've been watching them for 10 years. They're going to run packages with the fucking Shield again. And one of them. And by the way, kudos for AEW. Your packages are tight. You get to the point. Done.
Yep.
Not a minute and a half. I know you're trying to get piss breaks and food breaks, but boom, 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 boom.
Completely agreed. And by the way, you mentioned AEW. I've got to throw this out there just because somebody needs to fucking say it. No, Dean Ambrose is not returning at SummerSlam. For the love of God, I'm so fucking tired of seeing this discourse online that Jon Moxley is leaving AEW and that he's going to show up magically at SummerSlam this weekend when he's a champion on the other brand and under contract. Get the fuck out of here.
All right, next. I mean, here's the thing. I've got my hang-ups. When it comes to the IWC, have you ever heard me go on a rant about anything the IWC says?
Dude, I've heard you go off on rants about damn near everything.
All right, well, I don't on IWC stuff because it's just too stupid for words. In my opinion, most of that stuff is just done so we argue like this because it's just clickbait. I mean, there's motherfuckers out there reposting episodes of America's Got Talent for clicks.
Yeah.
I mean, what it
exactly,
is,
man. Exactly. So obviously, we've got a lot of stuff going on, a lot of moving parts as we spiral towards SummerSlam. But we did also pass a milestone. Liv Morgan reaches 100 days as Women's World Champion without a single title defense. Good on you for not following the Jack Tunney rule, motherfuckers. How does that happen? Genuinely, how does that happen?
Is she hurt? Is she low-key hurt?
Supposedly she's not. Supposedly she's okay. But at the end of the day, she's gone 100 days since winning that championship without one single fucking defense. That's indefensible, if you will.
Look, this is WWE has some competition from AEW. AEW does not have the numbers or the people, but they're not TNA either, right?
Right.
And yet WWE is still acting as if they are the only wrestling program out there, and whatever they
in their mind, they are, dude. In their minds, they are the only show in town.
and that's fine. But now you're serving me turd sandwiches.
Yep.
And they're gonna go, yeah, but you're talking about it. Wait a minute. You're not outselling All In. Shut the fuck up.
Right.
You've got 2 nights now. You're giving me 2 nights. You and I know that SummerSlams and WrestleManias of years gone by were one night and way the fuck better, in my opinion.
Yeah, dude, they're literally trying to maximize on their profits at this point, which I completely understand. But there comes a time when you have to give the fans a little something. You know what I mean?
Liv Morgan came out and sang some god-awful auto-tune song with a bunch of fucking choreographed dancers, some shit like out of the early 2000s. The women, you've got Tiffany Stratton dressing up like a diva with the butterfly gear. They're trying to go back in time, and they can't.
Yeah.
They're trying to make the women coquettish little fucking super sluts.
Yep.
And I've made jokes pro and for and against over my time with you guys here at I was gonna say Busted Open. I still want to talk about that at Bad Boys, but they're trying to go back in time, and they're trying to make a very sanitized show, and it's not going to do them well.
No,
it's not going to serve them well. And
it's absolutely not.
And it's happening. They're not selling out SummerSlam.
And it is currently behind All In ticket sales. You are correct.
Now let's keep it 1,000. Wembley Stadium is a 90,000 seat capacity, and they're only slated to hold up to 45,000 the way they configured it. So they're going to be getting a little funny with the cameras.
Oh, of course.
And they've actually got segments, hard camera, where it's like empty, segment filled, empty segment. Yeah. So they're it's very bizarre. It's a shame, but these guys are done it to themselves. Tony with his promoting, and WWE with their fucking arrogance.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah, man. I completely agree. You know, we've got the 2-night show here. As of right now, the latest numbers from WrestleTix. 2-night show, US Bank Stadium in Minneapolis. Full stadium capacity is roughly 72K. Current setup scaled to roughly 31 to 35. So, night 1 has sold 32,625 tickets. 32,000. Night 2 is for some reason it's actually showing less. Which, as we all know, that's where you have most of your heavy hitters is on night 2. That one is just over 31,000. So, you know, combined 65K, 66K between those shows. I'm sure that obviously there'll be more tickets that sell as they walk up. As of right now, AEW All In London is at 33,504. So if we look at it on a per night basis, All In London is outselling WWE SummerSlam.
Yeah, and they're close to their capacity of about 43 to 45,000.
Mind you, SummerSlam is this weekend. All In takes place the last weekend of August, so they still have a full month.
Oh my God, this is embarrassing.
So, yeah, it's definitely not great for them. So if we just look at those numbers from, like I said, from WrestleTix, these are numbers that have been released today. So that is where we stand as of right now. But that is not all that's going on for SummerSlam. Obviously, we're going to give you a full recap and rundown right here on Wrestling Talk next week. So stay tuned for that.
Wrestling Talk?
What?
Wrestling Talk.
That's the name of the fucking show, Rob.
I know. But, well, I'm thinking of...
It's going to be Rob Talk, I guess.
No, I'm sorry.
We just keep this shit going. But anyway, WWE SummerSlam tryouts have been announced. So obviously they are supplementing the NIL talents with quite a few known names to fans of the indies. Most notably, Down there on the bottom row, you've got Josh Bishop, who is notable to MLW fans, also Juggalo Championship Wrestling, and also J-Rod, who was obviously involved with American Gladiators. She is in OVW, been doing a lot of work on the indies, and also a champion in Juggalo Championship Wrestling. She's currently, she just lost their women's championship. But elsewhere, we've got some really, really solid names and a few names that are known to some people or to people here in Vegas. Namely, Brooke Havoc is on the list. Also, Titus Alexander, who's been running the independent scene for quite some time. He's been doing quite a bit of good things. And somebody that was just announced actually earlier today, so he's not even on the graphic, is the former Fuego del Sol, KJ Orso, who is most notable to fans of Game Changer Wrestling. The best thing to ever happen to KJ Orso was for him to lose the mask a year ago at Joey Janela's Spring Break 9. He has completely reinvented himself, a great heel for GCW. Wow. And I wish all of these guys nothing but the best as they work to reach that next plateau in their careers. So
remember when he was fighting for a Hyundai Sonata?
Yes, you absolutely do. and dude, Orso, Bishop, J-Rod, Alexander, they've got quite a list of people elsewhere. Colton Theron Vaught, Conan Lycan, Nigel Cawthorn, Nikki Mariano, Ryan Mead, Josiah Jean, Ox Adams, Nate Prince, Bobby Casal, Cody Lane, Monica Monroe, Iris Reese, and Taylor Robinson, among others. So they are casting a very wide net to try to bring in as many independent talents seemingly as they can. So you love to see it. Elsewhere, speaking of names, this guy over on NXT got a new name. His name used to be Mike Santana, even when he appeared on TNA, obviously, but also as he appeared on NXT, Mike Santana, now known as Cruz Montana for WWE Universe purposes. Obviously, he did say that he chose the name to honor his late father, so definite respect to him on that. But in any event, also Grayson Waller saying it's not like 2005. Being the top guy in TNA is like being the top basketball player at the YMCA, and many other notable quotes. So that's good. Anything to say about either of those two little blurbs from NXT this week, Rob?
I hate that name, Cruz Montana. I get it, but I just fucking stupid. He's Santana. Everybody knows him as Santana. I hate that. But speaking
of things that I hate, we buried the lead a little bit, but Sirius XM and WWE have teamed up for the official WWE radio channel. So on here, you're going to get 24/7 content featuring live broadcasts of premium live events, Busted Open Radio, obviously, other popular podcasts from Cody Rhodes, Stephanie McMahon, The Undertaker, and more. So if you love yourself some WWE and that's all that you want to hear about, boy, do I have a channel for you. WWE Radio on Sirius XM. Dude, it's only a matter of time until Dave LaGreca himself gets future endeavored from his own business venture. You can see it coming a mile away.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
It sucks. This absolutely sucks because realistically speaking, this is, WWE Radio, the new propaganda arm of TKO.
They're going to live stream. If you have Sirius, you're going to get a radio version of your PLEs. I like that. I do like that.
That is a cool thing. That is, dare I say, the biggest pro of this entire thing.
Which means I don't have to spend money now. If I'm at work or I'm on the go, I can listen to a PLE in my car. It's like listening to the World Series in your car.
Yeah.
So, okay, cool. I like that. I've been listening. Everybody online is like, we're done with this shit. I listened. I have not heard anything about AEW.
Yeah, dude,
Nothing.
and you're not going to. You are not going to. They have parted ways from Thunder Rosa, and there will be, by all accounts, there will be no mentioning of AEW anywhere on the program. I do have to give Dave LaGreca props though. He did shit can the entire Danhausen segment that we so vociferously talked about earlier. And that's another reason why I'm saying that he's not going to be long for that product, unfortunately. As we saw from ESPN and Andreas Hale, the writer who was extremely critical of WWE pay-per-views on that business venture. And you know, I could be wrong on this, but I do. We might have somebody that knows a thing or two about state media or propaganda.
Oh my God. Would you please get that picture? First of all, it's the Honorable President Donald J. Trump.
And welcome to the show, Mr. President.
Thank you. I see that you fired the bald guy. That's tremendous. And it's appropriate when you think about it, because quite honestly, that's what they're going to do with Dave LaGreca. He's not part of the WWE team, and it's a team. You have to be part of a team moving forward together, and he is not going to make WWE great again. He's not making wrestling great again. We call it Mawa, make wrestling great again. And he wasn't doing that. He had Thunder Rosa on, who's an illegal immigrant. She's an alien, and she dresses up like one too. So they had to get rid of her, and they called me up and they said, Mr. Trump, and I said, hi, Nick Khan. It was Nick Khan. He calls me up and he goes, they've got illegals in sports wrestling talk. That's what I think Rob was trying to talk about earlier. You had wrestling talk radio. It's now WWE, so you get to keep the name. And they got rid of Thunder Rosa. We had her deported. We sent her to El Salvador, so she's gone now. And she goes, no, soy Mexicano. I won't say it with an H because there's an X. And we had her dragged away, kicking and screaming. And then they told me later that she might have been an actual citizen. We don't know. I'm having Doge look into it to find out if she ever was a citizen. But I don't think so. I think we did the right thing. We got rid of her. So she's gone. And then we got rid of Jonathan Coachman. We're only going to, and quite honestly, we have to get rid of Dave LaGreca. Dave LaGreca's gone too. He'll be gone soon. And it won't be busted open radio anymore, because you don't have blood. You can't have blood. Nobody wants to see women bleeding. They did the right thing on Monday night. You had women bleeding, and nobody wants to see a woman bleed, okay? That's why when my wife bleeds, and she can't bleed anymore because they've pickled her insides. But when my wife bleeds, when she used to bleed, we go, we don't want that. We don't want that. In fact, go back to Estonia. We would fly her back to Estonia once a month. Or we would keep her in the New York building, and I'd be in the White House, because somebody wants to see that. So there's no bleeding, and you can't have a bleeding illegal alien. And then Jonathan Coachman, he hates WWE because they fired him so many years ago. They went, this guy's not talented. We sent him over to ESPN. They sent him to ESPN to do baseball updates. He was doing little baseball updates. He was doing the top 10 of the sports, and nobody liked him over there at ESPN. They brought him back. Remember, they brought him back at WWE to do announcing, and he was the third wheel. He was terrible. They had him doing the Lindy in the Charleston years ago, and then The Rock was kicking him. Dwayne Johnson was kicking him in the ass. These people aren't talented. So we got rid of all the brown commentators. Think about this now. No more brown commentators on on Wrestling Talk Radio. They got only the white guys and only the good white guys. And I don't think Dave LaGreca is that talented. So he'll be gone soon, too. And then we'll have nothing but the top tier. We're thinking maybe giving Gunther a show. That's the kind of white talent that we want on our talk radio, on our sports talk. You know, I mean, think about it. You guys got rid of DJ Impact, and now look at him. He's driving cars to pay for his and picking up people. He's getting strange and giving strange. So sad, so very sad. You know, you knew what you were doing. You know what you were doing, and that's why you have me on every week, because you're a very smart guy. You're a very good businessman. That's why you're invested in TKO. By the way, you just got stock in TKO, right? Coachman and Senora Rosa, who is no longer with us because Ice Ice Baby. We know what we're doing. And by the way, they gave the Mexican the belt for the weekend. They're going to give her the Sami Zayn treatment. You know, just to fill out those old Biden DEI quotas. They gave it to the Mexican for 1 week. And then she'll lose it. She'll lose it to Kiana James or to Chelsea Green. Is she an American? No, she's Canadian. Get rid
She's
of
Canadian.
Her. Get rid of her too. That Mark Carney piece of trash. That Carney piece of trash. And she is Carney trash, okay? She's married. She's Carney trash. Believe it, okay? She dresses up like she's an American, but no, she likes poutine. Okay?
Well, I mean, to be fair, Mr. President, poutine is delicious.
Well, I mean, I hear people tell me that that Zack Ryder's uncut because she likes cheese. So, you know, get rid of her too. They tell me she laughs, and they tell me people like her. They go, "Hey, excuse me, Mr. President, Mr. Trump, Donald, we really like her." You know, I like people from America. What about him? They got rid of that fat Scottish girl, Dewdrop. Okay, yeah, because your dick drop when you see her. Disgusting, so disgusting. That's why they told Nia Jax. I said, Nia Jax, it's time to lose some weight. Okay, so she dropped Tiffany Stratton a few times, and Tiffany Stratton, it's Tiffy time. No. These people suck. And then you got the three dyke. They got the dyke with the two. What do they call them? The dyke chicks, the dykey chicks. Is that the name of their tag team? Michaels isn't here. The Liberals not here. It's not the Dixie Chicks. It's the Dykey Chicks, because those three are going to be on the main roster a year from now. Let's be honest. Lacey Lane. No.
JC Jane.
Oh.
Yeah, Mr. President. Yeah, the fatal influence. Yeah, I don't know, man. I don't know if they're long for the main roster.
Oh God, I love them when they were called the Riot Squad. Wow, there's three girls and they're going to change the face of the division. Wait a minute, I heard that last week. And the week before that, and the week before that, and the week before that. They're fucking terrible. Get rid of them, okay?
Absolutely.
Hey, it's like you know what? That the fatal influence is like a fucking abortion. Get rid of it.
Oh my gosh. All right, so now that we've probably pissed off a couple of our sponsors, Mr. President, is there anything else that you would like to tell your constituents this evening before we let you get back to running the most powerful country in the world?
Well, first of all, the views expressed here by Donald Trump are that of Donald Trump and not Vegas Bad Boys, and it doesn't fucking matter because I am the biggest draw to this show, okay? Dave LaGreca will be screaming to have me on his WWE programming, and now I've been told that the Khan family is going to do their own wrestling program, their own wrestling streaming service. I say this to you, Tony Khan. Talk about WWE. Stick your dick in Nick Khan's throat. Have WWE commentating and AEW segments, and you will run the WWE out of Sirius satellite radio. Be smart. Read The Art of the Deal. Read The Art of the Deal. And get all of the people that they fired on that station and put them on your station, and you will have billions of dollars. It's so smart. It's very smart business. Pick up Coachman, pick up Thunder Rosa, put them on your programming, and then pick up all of the other commentators that you fired and do WWE and AEW commentating, and you will win the day like you're winning with All In.
Absolutely. Perfectly said, Mr. President. And thank you so much for joining us tonight.
The honor was all yours.
It's always my pleasure. So, all right. Thank you so much, Mr. President. And we are gonna start to wrap things up. So obviously, that was Mr. President himself, the Honorable Donald J. Trump.
The very honorable, by the way, the incredibly honorable, not communist, not Zohan Mamdani communist. Okay, American capitalism.
Absolutely,
capitalism is back, baby. And it's coming back like never before. See, the United States is the hottest country. I've turned America around and made it the hottest country in the entire world. Believe it. Believe it.
Absolutely. And really quick, we also, it was a good week for towels in the pro wrestling industry. As at WWE's live event in Stockton, California, Danhausen paid tribute to CM Punk by recreating one of Punk's famous house show moments. Wearing only a towel, Danhausen sprinted to the ring to break up a potential fight between Punk and Cody Rhodes, mirroring Punk's run-in from 2024. And elsewhere in the pro wrestling landscape, former WWE star Val Venus came out of retirement this past week, making an appearance for Independent Stars of Pro Wrestling during its Legends of Wrestling night event in Wildwood, New Jersey. Yeah, man. Val.
He looks a little old to be doing that. I don't know. I don't know about that one.
Yeah, I don't know about it either. But, also definitely want to mention the Cauliflower Alley Club is going to be going down here in Las Vegas at the end of August. So it's always a good time. And you've got some interesting names there. You've got Ric Flair, Bret Hart, Psychosis, Dan Spivey. You've got quite a few names there. And of course, Bill Apter is going to be doing his thing at the Cauliflower Alley Club as always. But I'm pretty sure that's going to bring us near to the end of our show. I do want to get some final thoughts. Are you still hanging out with us, Mr. President, or are we back to talking with Rob?
You're going to be able to see. Well, I don't know why you'd be talking to Rob. You're going to be able to see your president at August 10th. I will be at August 10th at Backstop in Boulder City headlining because the people love me. They love me so much. And there will be other tours and shows and dates and things to come. Go to Vegas Trump Guy, or I've been told to go on to Rob Does America. And you can see me versus Barack Obama as we each show the country, the Air Force One, the shitty Air Force One with Barack Obama. And then you could see me in my beautiful new state-of-the-art Air Force One. And you can compare for yourself and you see how much superior I am to Barack Hussein Obama.
Absolutely.
Rob Does America on Facebook.
Rob Does America. That's quite the interesting handle. And I just want to say thank you for hanging out with us tonight, folks. We definitely appreciate you liking, subscribing, doing all the stuff that you guys do. We appreciate each and every one of you. Also, a very special thank you to all the brave men and women serving this country. Whether you're doing it on lands foreign or domestic, thank you for doing what you do so that we can do what we love to do. And last but not least, repsports.com, reppsports.com. Go there for all your pre-workout, weight loss, and general energy needs. Repsports.com. Use promo code Vegas at checkout and save yourself 10%. We finally got there, Rob.
Now, I want to say one thing. This next little clip that you always play, he needs to be the Dave LaGreca for the Tony Khan.
Yes.
They need to get him in Cornette immediately.
Dude, I would love that. Absolutely would love that. But as we part ways here, obviously we're going to have the Sin City Indie report later this week. We're also going to have the DeFalco files later this week as well. So be looking for those. Until next time, for Rob Bossolari, for the Honorable Donald J. Trump, I am Sin City Steve, and we will see you all next week.
Did any of you have a great time tonight? Yeah.
With that, everybody, thank you for hanging out. We'll do it all again next week. Till then, happy wrestling.
Rolling up the strip under neon lights. Podcast mic is glowing in the desert night. Matt Michaels leading with the swagger tight. Sin City Steve right by his side. Alright, Rob Larry dropping truths, no fear. Broadcasting stories, make it loud and clear. From the Fremont edges to the Bellagio sphere. These bad boys rule, let me make that clear. Vegas bad boys, tearing up the scene.
To Matt Michaels and the Vegas Boys of Podcasting, this is John Cena saying thank you so much